Friends, today I want to share with you a testimony that was sent to me by a woman named Mary Gabriel. At 41 years old, she had everything the world could offer: a good job, a beautiful house, and all the success people dream of. But inside, her heart was shattered after years of heartbreak. I am going to share it, the way it was sent to us. No part has been removed or added, so I encourage you to watch this testimony to the end, so as to fully understand this testimony. But before we continue, please let me know where you're listening from. It would be nice to feel closer, even if we're physically apart. Also, don't forget to like. It will help this video to reach so many people who need to listen to this testimony, and leave a comment. Share your thoughts about this near-death experience testimony. Let's have a fair and open discussion so we can learn from each other here on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more of this content coming your way. Enjoy listening. Hi there, my name is Mary Gabriel, and I'm 41 years old. I want to share something amazing that happened to me. Something that changed my whole life and might change yours too. If you're single right now, or maybe you've been through a divorce, or you lost someone you loved, this story is for you. Maybe you're wondering if God really has someone special planned for your life. Maybe you're tired of waiting and starting to lose hope. I understand, because I felt the same way. Before I tell you what happened, let me paint a picture of my life back then. On paper, everything looked perfect. I had a great job that paid well. My house was beautiful with all the nice things I wanted. My car was fancy. People looked at my life and thought I had it all figured out. But inside, my heart was broken into tiny pieces. I had loved 3 different men, and each time it ended in pain. The first one left me for someone else. The second one just stopped calling one day. The third one said he loved me but couldn't commit. Each time, I picked up the pieces and tried again, but I was getting tired. I remember lying in bed at night, tears rolling down my cheeks, asking God the same question over and over. Do you even have someone for me? Did you forget about me? The silence felt so heavy. Some nights I wondered if I was meant to be alone forever. Then came March 15, 2023, a day I'll never forget. I was driving home from work, thinking about my empty house waiting for me. The rain was coming down hard, and I couldn't see very well. I remember reaching for my phone when it rang, and that's the last thing I remember about Earth that day. My car went sliding across the wet road and crashed into a tree. The doctors later told me that my heart stopped beating for 17 minutes. 17 whole minutes where I was technically dead. But I wasn't gone. I was somewhere else, somewhere beautiful. I found myself standing in a place that took my breath away. The grass was the greenest green I'd ever seen, and it seemed to glow with its own light. There were flowers everywhere in colors that don't even exist on Earth. The air felt like silk on my skin, and there was this music playing softly that made my soul feel peaceful. Then I saw him, Jesus. He was walking toward me with the kindest smile, and his eyes were full of so much love that I started crying. Not sad tears, but happy tears, because I finally felt complete. "Mary," he said, and his voice was like honey mixed with strength. "I have so much to show you." We sat down together on what looked like a golden bench, and he took my hands in his. "You've been asking me about love," he said. "You've been wondering if I have someone for you. Let me show you how I work in the area of marriage. Let me tell you about the 6 ways I reveal your future husband." My heart started beating faster, even though I didn't think hearts could beat in heaven. "You mean there really is someone?" I whispered. He smiled. "Oh, my dear daughter, I have such beautiful plans for your love story. But first, you need to understand how I do things. It's very different from how the world does things." Jesus began to teach me, and everything he said made perfect sense. It was like puzzle pieces finally clicking into place. The first way I show you your future spouse, he said, is through the same spirit. Remember how I made Adam and Eve? They were made from the same essence. When Adam saw Eve, he knew immediately. He said, "This is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." When I bring you your husband, you'll recognize something familiar in his spirit. It won't be attraction based on looks or money. It will be a knowing in your soul. He showed me a vision of Isaac meeting Rebekah. I could see how Isaac knew she was the one God had chosen. It wasn't because she was pretty, though she was. It was because their spirits matched perfectly, like two parts of the same song. "I want to give you a prayer," Jesus said, and suddenly I saw a man named Peter standing nearby. Jesus handed him a golden scroll. "This is the prayer for discernment," he said. "When you pray this, I'll help you recognize the right spirit." Then Jesus continued, "The second way is one voice. When I bring you together with your husband, you'll speak the same language of the heart, not just with words, but with understanding. You know how in your past relationships you felt like you were always explaining yourself, like he never really got you. That was the enemy causing confusion. But with your future husband, the Holy Spirit will be your interpreter. You'll understand each other even in your silence." I thought about all those times I'd tried so hard to make my past boyfriends understand me. All those fights that started over nothing. All those moments when I felt so alone even when I was sitting right next to someone. Jesus was right. It had been exhausting. The third way, Jesus said, is divine preparation. I don't just throw two people together and hope it works. I prepare each person separately first. I work on their character, their heart, their relationship with me. I teach them how to love. I heal their wounds. I show them who they really are. You've been trying to fix the men in your past, haven't you? I nodded, feeling a little embarrassed. I thought I could help them change. Jesus laughed gently. "My dear daughter, that's my job, not yours. When I bring you your husband, he'll already be the man I want him to be for you. And you'll already be the woman I want you to be for him. No fixing required." The fourth way is natural flow, he continued. Relationships that I ordain move like a river flowing downhill. They don't require force or manipulation or game playing. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. You don't have to walk on eggshells. You can just be yourself and he'll love the real you. Together, you'll become better versions of yourselves without trying so hard. I started crying again because this sounded so different from what I'd experienced. My past relationships had felt like trying to push water uphill. Everything was hard work. Jesus called over another man named John and gave him a golden scroll too. "This is the prayer for natural flow," he said. The fifth way, Jesus continued, is extreme tolerance. I'll give you both supernatural grace to see past each other's imperfections straight to the heart. You know how in your past relationships you used each other's flaws as weapons when you fought? You always do this, or you never do that. But with your future husband, you'll be patient with his weaknesses, and he'll be patient with yours. You'll cover each other's shortcomings with love. Then Jesus showed me something beautiful. He let me see a glimpse of my future marriage, and I watched myself laughing with a man whose face I couldn't quite see clearly. We were having a disagreement about something silly, but instead of getting angry, we were both trying to understand each other better. Instead of attacking, we were protecting each other's hearts. And the sixth way, Jesus said, is perfect timing. I don't just know who your future spouse is. I know exactly when you should meet him. Not a day too early, not a day too late. Your meeting will be connected to your spiritual growth and preparation. Some people try to rush my timing, but that always leads to problems. Jesus stood up and walked me to what looked like a balcony overlooking the most beautiful garden. "Mary, "Look at your life from my perspective," he said. Suddenly, I could see my whole life laid out like a map. I saw all my heartbreaks, but now they looked different. I could see how each disappointment had taught me something important. Each failed relationship had shown me what real love wasn't, which helped me know what real love was. Each lonely night had driven me closer to God. Each tear had watered the soil of my heart, making it ready for the right love to grow. "And look," Jesus said, pointing to another part of the map, "here's your future husband's journey." I could see a man's life unfolding parallel to mine. He'd had his own heartbreaks, his own lessons to learn. He'd made his own mistakes and found his own healing. While I was crying in my bedroom asking if God had forgotten me, he was in his own bedroom asking the same question. We'd been on separate journeys that would eventually lead us to each other. "This is beautiful," I whispered. Jesus called over a third man named Andrew and handed him a scroll. "This is the prayer for patience and timing," he said. Then Jesus sat back down with me, and his expression became more serious. "Mary, I need to teach you some deeper things about marriage. Marriage isn't just about companionship or romance, though those are wonderful gifts. Marriage is a picture. It shows the world what my relationship with the church looks like. When a husband loves his wife the way I love my people, and when a wife respects her husband the way my people honor me, it creates something beautiful and powerful." He paused and looked right into my eyes. This is why the enemy attacks marriage so hard. He knows that godly marriages are dangerous to his kingdom. He knows they produce godly children and strong families and communities that honor me. So he tries to destroy them before they even start. I felt a chill run through me, even in that warm heavenly place. But Jesus smiled. "When I ordain a marriage, I protect it. The enemy can attack, but he cannot destroy what I have joined together." Jesus stood up again and walked a few steps away, then turned back to me. "Mary, before I can trust you with a husband, you need to learn to find your joy in me first. The Bible says, 'Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.' Most people read that backwards. They think it means if they're good enough, I'll give them what they want. But that's not what it means." He came back and sat down. "It means when you find your happiness in me, when you learn to be content in my love, then the desires of your heart change. You stop wanting things that aren't good for you. You start wanting what I want for you, and then I can safely give you those desires because they match my will." I felt like a light bulb turned on in my head. "So I need to be happy being single before you'll give me a husband?" "Not exactly," Jesus said. "I'm not asking you to never want marriage. I created that desire in you. But I am asking you to not make marriage your idol. I need to be your first love. When I am, then I can trust you with a second love that won't compete with me but will actually point you back to me." Jesus looked at me with so much tenderness. "Mary, the most important relationship you'll ever have is with me. Even when you're married, that will still be true. A husband can't complete you. Only I can do that. A husband can't heal all your wounds. Only I can do that. A husband can't give your life meaning. Only I can do that. When you understand this, you'll be ready for a husband who understands it too." Then Jesus started telling me about signs that would show me when my season of waiting was almost over. "Your prayers will change," he said. "Instead of begging me desperately for a husband, you'll surrender your desire to me peacefully. Instead of trying to find the right person, you'll focus on becoming the right person. You'll start having dreams about marriage that feel purposeful, not just romantic. Godly people in your life will start telling you they sense change coming, without you even asking. And when you meet him, you'll think about partnering with him in my kingdom work, not just about how he makes you feel." Finally, Jesus called all 12 of his disciples over, and they surrounded us in a circle. "Mary, I want to give you the most powerful prayer of all," he said. This is the prayer of total surrender. All the disciples held out a scroll together, and golden light poured from it. This prayer releases all anxiety about your future and puts your love life completely in my hands. It says you trust my will, whether that means marriage or singleness. It says you believe my plans for you are good, even if they're different from what you expected. The light from the scroll wrapped around me like a warm blanket, and I felt a peace I'd never experienced before. All the worry, all the desperation, all the fear about being alone forever just melted away. Now, Jesus said, it's time for you to go back. Back, I said, suddenly panicking. But I don't want to leave here. I don't want to leave you. Jesus smiled. My daughter, I'm not staying here. I'm coming with you, and you have work to do. You have a story to tell, and you have a husband to meet. The next thing I knew, I was waking up in a hospital bed with machines beeping all around me. My head hurt, and my body felt like I'd been hit by a truck, which I guess I kind of had been. The doctors were amazed. They said I should have had severe brain damage from being without oxygen for so long. They said it was a miracle that I was talking and thinking normally. They kept running tests, but everything came back perfect. I knew why. I'd been in heaven. My life was completely different after that. I stopped desperately searching for a husband on dating apps. I stopped going to bars hoping to meet someone. I stopped asking my married friends to set me up with their husband's single friends. Instead, I focused on my relationship with God. I started reading my Bible every morning. I joined a prayer group. I began volunteering at a local shelter. And I prayed those prayers Jesus had given me every single day. 6 months later, I walked into that prayer group meeting, and there he was, David. I knew the moment I saw him that this was the man Jesus had been preparing for me. Everything Jesus had told me came true. I recognized something in David's spirit that felt familiar, like coming home. We could communicate without even trying. He was already the man God wanted him to be, no fixing required. Our relationship flowed naturally without games or drama. We were patient with each other's flaws, and the timing was absolutely perfect. We talked after that prayer meeting, and I found out he'd been asking God the same questions I had been asking. He'd been wondering if God really had someone for him. He'd been through his own heartbreaks and healing. He'd been learning to find his joy in God first. When David asked me to marry him 8 months later, I said yes without any doubt or fear. Our wedding day felt like a celebration of what God had done, not just what we had found in each other. We've been married for a year now, and every day I'm amazed by how different this is from my past relationships. We pray together every morning. We serve at church together. We're building a life that honors God. We have our moments of disagreement, but we handle them the way I saw in that vision Jesus showed me, with patience and understanding instead of attacks and defensiveness. If you're watching this and you're still waiting for your person, please don't give up. God hasn't forgotten about you. He's preparing something beautiful, but He's also preparing you. Trust His timing. Focus on your relationship with Him first. Learn to be content in His love. Those 6 ways Jesus showed me aren't just nice ideas. They're promises from heaven itself. When God brings you your future spouse, you'll experience the same spirit, one voice, divine preparation, natural flow, extreme tolerance, and perfect timing. Your love story might look different from mine, but if you put God first, it will be more beautiful than anything you could write for yourself. He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows what kind of love will make you bloom. So keep praying, keep growing, keep trusting. Your happily ever after is in God's hands, and His hands are the safest place it could possibly be. God bless you on your journey. I'm believing with you for the beautiful love story He's writing just for you. Mary's testimony reminds us of a powerful truth, that God's timing is never late. His ways are higher than ours, and His love for us is enough to carry us through the waiting season. Maybe you're listening today and you've felt forgotten, or you've been wondering if God has a plan for your love life. Take heart. As Mary's story shows, Jesus has not forgotten you. He's preparing both your heart and the heart of the one He has chosen for you. Hold on to hope, pray with trust, and delight yourself in the Lord, because when His time comes, everything will fall into place beautifully. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and remember, God is still writing your love story. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you.